What's up, everybody? Paramoto back at you with another video. How are you guys doing today? I am fucking fantastic. I've been off my bike for a week. This is my one day where I can put some adulting to the side and actually ride my motorcycle, so I'm stoked. Man, I have been just lazy as fuck this weekend. For some beers Friday and Saturday, and yeah, nothing really got done. But welcome to Topic Tuesday. Well, I want to talk about the future of motorcycles. I want to talk about motorcycling going forward past 2019 and beyond today. So we all know that gas-powered motorcycles are going away, which is a sad day for me and for motorcyclists everywhere, because we're not going to have this anymore. But at the same time, we're going to be getting other things for exchange of sound. We're going to get super torquey bikes with power on demand. So that's how electrics are. You're gonna have a super torquey bike, and it's gonna be, every bike is gonna be super, like a torque monster going forward, which I think is pretty cool, to be honest with you. Something is hitting my helmet and it is driving me insane right now. So there's already several companies making electric motorcycles, you know, and two of the biggest ones are like Zero, and there's another company called Energica. Energica makes like a sport bike, and they race in fucking like MotoGP E for electric and everything. But honestly, I think it's really cool that we're going electric. I wish gas-powered bikes would stay around longer, but I mean, I bet you anything, the next 2 or 3 motorcycles you buy, you know, one of which you might be considering an electric bike for one of them. A lot of the drawbacks of electric comes down on their battery and their range. You know, like the Zero motorcycles, I was looking them up before I made this video, because I like to be at least semi-informed of things and stuff. The Zero motorcycle gets like 220 some odd miles per charge, which is not half bad. I'll give it to them. That's not really that bad. It's more than I get out of a tank of gas. So, but the problem is you can't just fill up like I just did. You can't just stop at a station right now and just plug in your bike and fill it up with electricity as fast as you do with a fucking combustible liquid. You know, like, if you want to fucking fill up your fucking gas, or fill up your electric tank, it's going to take a long time. And like, you have like the quick chargers and everything like that is a thing, but they're not nearly as quick as just pouring liquid in a tank. But either way, I think they're cool, and there's actually 2 companies I want to talk about today that are actually kind of leading the way from the traditional bike market, because most of the really good motorcycles that are electric are actually like a standalone manufacturer. You know, Zero and Energica, like that's their main thing, and we haven't seen much from traditional fucking manufacturers until now. So Harley Davidson and Ducati have both announced in 2019 you are going to see an electric bike from them. Ducati, I think, is probably just going to drop a prototype, and I'll show the prototype that's kicking around now. It's straight out of Tron, like the bad guy from like a future movie, like The Matrix, would totally ride this bike. Which, I mean, Ducatis end up being kind of like the bad guy bike anyway, or like the badass bike in movies and stuff. Like, I mean, they were in The Matrix and all sorts of shit, you know. But Ducatis typically make their way into the hands of bad guys. I don't know why. But so Ducati's probably going to release a prototype this year, and their bike actually looks kind of cool. But there's also big news from Harley Davidson. It was like, Harley Davidson, I mean, I try not to bash on them, but it's just so easy. It's just so easy sometimes, guys. They've had their Livewire bike in production, or not in production, in, what would you call it, in development since 2014. It's been quite a while. So it's kind of crazy to me that Harley Davidson, of all companies, is the one kind of leading the way. And they're fucking salting, I think. So Harley Davidson's actually leading the way when it comes to traditional motorcycle companies going into electrics with the Livewire. If it's anything like, and I'm going to try not to bash on them, but if it's anything like fucking anything else they produce, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be slow, and it's going to be expensive. You know, that's just how Harley rolls. Like, everything from them is slow, expensive, and typically kind of on like the low end of tech specs. You know, Harley is not known for putting the most new up-to-date equipment in their bikes. I'll be honest with you, if you've been watching the channel for a little bit, you know that at one point I was actually considering a Harley before I bought this bike, and I'm really glad I didn't. I basically had like an intervention. Like, my fucking moto fam basically had an intervention with me. Like, you can buy, if you want a cruiser, that's fine, but don't buy a fucking Harley Davidson. You can buy a fucking Indian Scout that's the same thing as the bike you're looking at for Harley, and it'll be less expensive and have twice the power. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And then I stopped fucking looking at Harleys. Oh, speaking of which, oh, that was an Indian. Fuck yeah. Harley Davidson's going to come out with their Livewire this year, which I actually kind of like it. Honestly, I've looked at the new Harley Livewire, and I actually really like it. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Like, it looks like, basically what it looks like to me is like a traditional Harley up front, and then on the sides it looks almost like a Yamaha, like an MT or FZ or something of that sort. It's kind of crazy to me that fucking Harley is leading the way, though, when it comes down to traditional fucking bike manufacturers making motorcycles. Anyway, so we talked about the Harley bike. I'll be honest with you, I think they're actually going to release that in 2019. They've said that they're going to release it in 2019. It's been in production for like 5 years now, so I'm hoping they actually release it and we get a good fucking look at what this bike is going to be like. They're expensive though, man. I mean, I wonder how much the Harley's going to be, because when you buy a Harley, a lot of what you're buying is the brand name. So when you have something like a Harley with new fucking technology in it, it's probably gonna be expensive. I was looking up some of the Zeros, and the Zeros are like $13,000–$14,000, and then the Energica models are literally like 20 grand or so. They were hard to actually find. I'll be honest with you, the Energica bikes were actually hard to find a good price point on them, because I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard to find, but I found some used ones going for about $20,000. And this is the Energica, like, Eagle, I think it's called, is basically the bike that they use for their Moto E. Why are you going 20 under the speed limit? This guy is literally doing 20 under the speed limit right now. So, I mean, if I were to guess what the Livewire was going to cost, and I haven't seen the price point, this could be way off. But I bet you anything, the Livewire is going to cost about $25,000. All right, let's see if we can get a good turn in again. Haha! That's where I'm going to expect to see it. I'm going to expect to see the Livewire at about $25,000. Because one, it's a Harley, and two, it's new technology, which is expensive. So, I bet you that's what it's going to be. At the same point, I think the Ducati's going to be pretty pricey. Because I think the Ducati is not going to be a hyper motard or anything. The Ducati is literally going to be a super sport. Whew, that plane is coming in hot. Well, it just blew up right now. That's cool as fuck, though. So, I would expect $25,000 for the Harley. I don't know what to expect for the Ducati. I would say 30, at least, at the bare minimum, because it's a fucking super bike. So yeah, if you guys are going to be picking up a brand new electric Ducati or a brand new Livewire from Harley Davidson, I would say expect to pay a premium. I mean, honestly, like, truthfully, expect to pay quite a bit, especially since it's new technology, and you're probably going to have to expect them to be a little finicky on things as they hash out the new technology. The Ducati, though, is going to basically have a Zero motor in it. Ducati's already been in partnerships with Zero. Yeah, they made a hyper motard with a Zero engine in it. Ducati was actually seen riding that around Italy, which is awesome. Oh, they are salting. Why the fuck are they salting? It's not supposed to snow and they're salting. What the fuck? Ducati's going to have a leg up on the electric market. They're basically already in partnerships with pretty much one of the leading companies. So I think Ducati's going to have a pretty damn good leg up on most other fucking organizations. I think Zero's providing the engines for them, the motors for them, and then Ducati's just handling the everything else, the bike itself and everything, which they already have on point, you know. So I don't think they're going to have a problem making a fucking Zero run a Ducati. I don't think they're going to have a problem with it at all. Zero's already a reputable brand, so you're combining two reputable brands together. I mean, honestly, I think my thoughts are, it's really cool, and I'm going to embrace the new technology. I always still get, you know, a solid like 10 or so more years of good gas motorcycles coming out. I like these fucking cars, but they're fucking expensive. The MX-5. I was actually looking at one during the summertime. You know, I was walking around the dealerships. I'm like, that looks like a pretty fun car. They're like almost 30 grand. And they only have like 150 horsepower. Like, this bike has more horsepower than a car. I hate this intersection. It's so sketchy. There's so many people here that don't know how to drive. Yep, they're salting. They're salting for sure. I don't know why, but they are. That kind of annoys me because salt fucks up your shit. Please go, please. Go! Fuck! So a lot of people aren't familiar with the concept of peak oil. Like, I got a question the other day in real life. One of my friends asked me why everybody's going over to electric vehicles and stuff. It's because gas will not always be around. A ton of people don't know that. There's this concept, it's called peak oil. It's when half of the easily extractable oil has already been gotten out of the ground. So that means that half of the oil is already gone. I'm pretty sure we've already hit peak oil. I'm pretty sure we're already long past peak oil. But peak oil means that half of the easily attainable oil is already got on the ground. So that means eventually there'll be no more oil to make gas. So we're gonna have to rethink how we do a lot of stuff. And one way that we're rethinking how we do stuff is we are going to electric vehicles. Alright guys, thanks for following me along today. Make sure to hit subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button. Throw me a comment. I respond to every comment I get. I'll see you guys on Vlog Thursday. Deuces.